Welcome to Rathalos Watch. Today I will be talking about a brand new Elder Dragon that was discovered not too long ago by data miners in the most up-to-date game build. Who this monster might possibly be, when are we going to see him or her, and is it actually the long-rumored in-game legendary bird that goes by the name of Somult that the Kunafa people like to talk about a lot. If you like this type of content, then make sure to like and subscribe. Without further ado, let's begin. If you have seen my previous video discussing Zenogre Gogmazios and Shigar Magala and the newfound Elder Dragon, then you already know what I'm about to discuss here. If not, then let me give you some quick context. Basically, a new monster ID was found that goes by the name of EM_166. That particular monster ID also has a reference number of 21849 that is attached to species_015, which is a code for classification of an Elder Dragon. The other species code represent other classifications such as Brute Wyvern, Flying Wyvern, and so on. You get the idea now. Therefore, this is 100% confirmation that it is indeed an Elder Dragon because it's tied to species_015. My previous video mainly discussed Zenogre, but as promised, I wanted to give EM_166 a spotlight of its own. After all, it is a brand new monster that's exclusive to the 6th gen of Monster Hunter and is being introduced for the first time to the franchise in the latest entry, so this is very exciting. So who is this Elder Dragon? What skeleton is it going to be using? Is it a Flying Wyvern, some sort of a new black dragon, or is it an Elder Dragon that utilizes the new Cephalopod skeleton? To be honest, we have no clue, and neither do the data miners. The only thing that is factual is that it's indeed an Elder Dragon. Another thing that is worth mentioning is that it's also possible that it could be a monster returning from Monster Hunter Frontier, which is a spin-off. How is this possible, you ask, if I just said it's a monster exclusive to the 6th gen? Well, that's because Monster Hunter Frontier uses a different monster ID system than the mainline titles. And when Espinos was introduced to Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, he had a completely different monster ID than the one from Monster Hunter Frontier itself. So basically, there are two possible scenarios. Either it's a brand new Elder Dragon that follows the lore and design of Monster Hunter Wilds and is being introduced here for the first time to the franchise, or B, it's a returning Elder Dragon from the Monster Hunter Frontier roster. My gut is telling me that it's most likely option A, but option B is not completely out of the question. Okay, that's the first thing. Now let's talk about what the design of EM_166 could actually be based on, what we know about in-game events. Zoshia is classified as a construct, even though underneath it looks like some sort of a black dragon, with similarities to Fatalis and Elatrian abilities with all the crazy looking elemental attacks. Gore Magala is in the game and is classified officially as a demi-elder, and we also suspect that Shigaru Magala is coming at some point in time, who obviously is an Elder Dragon himself. But then there is Somult, a legendary myth of some sort of a bird creature who keeps being mentioned by the villagers of Kunafa. I refuse to believe that Capcom gave this so-called bird a name just for the shit and giggles. This is 100% some sort of a foreshadowing, or a clue rather, to either a future monster or an upcoming story plot that is related to the G-Rank expansion. G-Rank is the same as Master Rank for those who do not know. The older games, Master Rank was originally called G-Rank, and I am a first leader, so I call it G-Rank. Why would villagers constantly mention its name and speak about how great it is? What if it once did exist and was some sort of a deity that brought good upon the Forbidden Lands? Maybe when it returns, it will now be corrupted and seek nothing but destruction. How would it get corrupted? Is Gore Magala the one responsible for infecting it with a frenzy virus, or is it related more to the constructs such as Zoshia? Now, this may sound silly, but I've decided to ask ChatGPT what it knows about Somult. Obviously, just like most AI, we'll start surfing the web and try to find me a summary on the subject, and here's what I was presented with. Theory A. In Monster Hunter Wilds, Somult is a significant yet mysterious figure, frequently mentioned by NPCs. It is believed to be a legendary guardian, specifically described as a large bird, and is also associated with healing the rift between the land and its people. This description has led to speculation about its connection to the in-game monster Zoshia, a creature with avian features. Some theories even propose Somult to be the uncorrupted form of Zoshia. Theory B. Somult's existence is debated, with some believing it to be a metaphorical representation of the hunter, while others consider it a mythological creature or deity-like entity. It is also theorized that Zoshia may have been an attempt to recreate this legendary figure. The exact role of Somult within the game's narrative remains uncertain, but it clearly holds a powerful significance for the locals. I think it's safe to say that Theory B sounds completely outlandish and just doesn't make sense, and I highly doubt it's the case. Meanwhile, Theory A is more logical and is closer to home. Also, keep in mind that AI is not perfect and can make mistakes, but this is all just in having fun with theories and speculation. Obviously, the only people who know the 100% factual truth is Capcom and no one else. Data miners and fans can only do so much with all of this and try to piece everything together based on the information that was discovered. Now you might be asking, what do I actually think EM_166 is myself when we might see it and what to expect from it. Well, let's dive into that now. There are a variety of different outcomes for what EM_166 potentially could be, including the following. Outcome A. EM166 is indeed Somult and is the end boss hunt of the base game in high rank before the start of G-Rank expansion for Title Update 5. Outcome B. EM166 is not Somult, but is still the end boss of the base game in high rank before the start of G-Rank expansion for Title Update 5. Outcome C. EM166 is a crossover monster that's not related to Monster Hunter Wilds lore at all and is there as a surprise and exists for the fun of it, but is not the final end boss hunt of the base game in high rank and is rather a part of Title Update number 4. Outcome D. EM166 is a new Elder Dragon that's coming alongside Yagmazios, who is a returning Elder Dragon, and is part of Title Update 3 as a second additional monster. I think this is highly unlikely. Outcome E. Somult is the flagship of the unannounced Monster Hunter Wilds expansion and is not related to EM166 in any shape or form at all. Outcome F. It's a returning monster from Monster Hunter Frontier with a brand new monster ID just like Espinas was and will launch with one of the title updates before the release of the G-Rank expansion. Regardless of whichever outcome becomes a reality, I am sure that some people will be really happy to finally know what it is and some will be very upset because it's not what they wanted. I personally believe that outcome B is what EM_166 is going to be. I think mentioning some legendary and mythological monster would make things a ton more interesting if it's related to the expansion and not the base game. It would be weird to me if Somult just turns out to be the final high rank boss prior to the game's expansion. I think it deserves something more grand and interesting, and I'd rather wait it out to discover what Somult truly is than seeing him just in Title Update 5. For all I know though, it could also just end up being a lousy crossover monster that lets everyone down, including myself. To be fair, I am not a big fan of crossover stuff. I want new and exciting original monsters, especially when it comes to a new generation of Monster Hunter. But it does not really matter what I think. What truly matters is what my dear fellow hunters think in the comments. Which outcome do you think will become a reality? A, B, C, D, E, or F? Let me know in the comments, but more importantly, tell me why exactly you think so and what is your reasoning behind your belief. I love it when you guys and girls explain it to me in greater detail in the comments. After all, that is the fun part of making these videos and discussing it. As for what skeleton EM166 is going to be using, I have absolutely no clue. If it turns out to be Somult and is being described as a bird, then it would be quite cool to see a bird Wyvern Elder Dragon. But I don't know if that is going to be the case. But then again, the bird, in quotations, could just be a very vague description, and for all I know, it's just another flying Wyvern. What skeleton do you think EM166 will be using? Let me know in the comments. Anyways, that is it for this video. As soon as there's more development or discoveries in regards to EM166, I will for sure make a new video and update my fellow hunt. But for now, keep on slaying and stay patient. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, found it helpful in any way, then make sure to hit like and subscribe with notifications turned on. Peace out and happy hunting.